Okay, let's dive right in. We live in this world, right, where it feels like you always need to be connected.
Yeah, totally. Like being surrounded by people is the goal.
Exactly. And there's this sort of pressure. If you enjoy time by yourself, it almost feels wrong or like you're missing out.
hmm It's seen as a negative sometimes, isn't it?
But what if it's not? What if that quiet time is actually, really important, like a necessary part of a healthy life?
It's funny how deep that goes, the need for constant external stuff. Validation, maybe.
Hmm.
We automatically think alone means not connected.
Right.
But maybe we need to flip that.
Yeah.
Could those moments by yourself actually be an opportunity, not a lack of something?
That is exactly where we're going today with this deep dive.
Mm.
We're exploring this idea that being alone isn't some kind of social failure,
Mm-hmm.
but can be genuinely positive, even vital.
Okay.
And our guide here is this really interesting article, Why It's Okay to Be Alone and How to Enjoy It. It's got some great ways to think about and even appreciate those solo moments.
So for you, the listener, especially if you like getting straight to the point, understanding things quickly,
Yeah.
have you ever really thought about what you actually get from being alone? We're hoping this chat sparks some of those
Uh-huh.
moments.
Well, definitely. Those little shifts in how you see things.
Yeah, shifts that can change how you look at a pretty basic part of life.
Absolutely. So our mission today, really pull apart the difference between just being alone, like physically on your own,
Right, the physical state.
and feeling lonely, which is totally different, that emotional thing.
A huge difference.
And then we want to get into some of the honestly empowering sides of solitude and maybe some practical ways to actually, enjoy it.
Okay, let's start with that big one.
Mm-mm.
Alone versus lonely. The article nails it, I think. It says, being alone and feeling lonely are not the same.
Right.
You can feel lonely in a crowd and deeply fulfilled by yourself. That powerful.
It really is. Keep going.
Solitude is a physical state. Loneliness is an emotional one. You can be alone and completely at peace.
Why is getting that distinction so crucial?
Well, I think because for so many of us, those two ideas are just completely tangled up.
Yeah, like they're the same thing.
Exactly. If you're physically alone, the assumption, maybe your own, maybe from others, is, oh, you must be lonely or sad or something's wrong.
Mm-hmm.
But that quote just blows that up. You could be at a huge party, totally surrounded, and feel incredibly disconnected.
Huh.
That's loneliness.
Precisely. Loneliness is about lacking meaningful connection. Doesn't matter how many bodies are around you. Solitude, though, that's just being by yourself. And if you choose it intentionally, it can actually make you stronger, not weaker.
That reframing is,
Yeah.
that's key, choosing
It
it.
changes everything.
Okay, so if we accept that, being alone isn't automatically loneliness,
Yeah.
then why is it okay? What's good about it? The article mentions building self-reliance. What's that about? Well, it's interesting. When you spend time alone, you naturally start to rely more on yourself, on your own judgment, your own ability to figure things out.
Oh, yeah.
You're the one making the calls, solving the little problems that pop up, taking care of your own needs,
Yeah.
without immediately asking someone else or waiting for input.
It's like you're forced to flex that internal problem-solving muscle. Yeah.
Exactly. You have to work it out yourself. And doing that, even with small things, builds this sort of baseline confidence, like, okay, I can handle this.
Mm-hmm. I get that.
And the article points out this builds independence and inner strength qualities that benefit you in every area of life. Think about it.
Yeah.
Learning to navigate stuff on your own. That confidence bleeds into your work, your relationships. Anywhere you need to be self-directed.
That makes a ton of sense. Developing that core feeling of, I've got this. Okay, the article also brings up something really interesting. Self-discovery. How does being alone help us understand ourselves better?
Well, think about the constant noise we deal with every day. Information overload, other people's opinions, social media,
Yeah.
just the demands of interacting.
It's a lot.
It is a lot. So when you find those moments of quiet, you can actually filter some of that out. Alone time gives you this unique space. The article says it's for self-reflection.
Okay.
Without constant input from others, you get to explore your thoughts, interests, and beliefs.
It's like you can finally hear yourself think
Huh?
without the world shouting over you.
That's a great way to put it, yeah. Those big questions like, what do I really care about? What actually makes me happy? They stop being abstract ideas and become things you can actually explore when you have that quiet, uninterrupted time.
Peeling back the layers, sort of.
Exactly. Getting down to what really resonates with you, not just what you think should resonate or what others expect. And knowing that That informs your choices, shapes your life.
And it's not just head knowledge, is it? The article also talks about real, tangible benefits for mental health from intentional solitude.
Right? The intentional part is key again. This isn't about being forced into isolation. It's choosing it. And yeah, the benefits listed are pretty compelling.
Like what?
Things like reduced stress, better focus, a boost in creativity, and even better emotional regulation.
Wow. Okay. That's quite a package. I mean, reduce stress, I get that. Stepping away from the chaos makes sense.
Sure.
But how does being alone help with creativity?
Think about it like needing mental white space, room for ideas to bump into each other.
Ah, okay.
When you're alone, your mind isn't constantly being directed or reacting to external stuff. It can just wander, make weird connections, explore things without worrying about judgment or interruption.
Like an incubation period.
Exactly. That quiet space can be super fertile ground for new ideas.
And emotional regulation. How does being alone help with managing feelings?
Well, it gives you a chance to actually process your emotions without having to immediately react in a social situation.
Right, you don't have to perform.
Precisely. You can just sit with a feeling, understand where it's coming from, maybe figure out healthier ways to respond next time. Reframing alone time, like the article says, turning it from a negative into a positive that makes it powerful self-care.
Okay, so hopefully for you listening, this is maybe shifting your view a bit on the value of being alone. But, for some people, it's still hard. The idea feels uncomfortable.
Sure, it can be.
So the article gives some really practical tips for actually enjoying solitude. Let's get into those. First up, creating personal rituals. What does that look like?
This is about deliberately carving out little moments in your day that are just for you.
Yeah.
Non-negotiable, almost.
Okay.
The article gives examples like savoring your coffee in silence, not scrolling on your phone, or a mindful walk in the morning, journaling, just listening to music without doing 10 other things. The key thing is treating it like a real appointment, something you value, look forward to, and protect.
I like that framing. An appointment with myself. It makes it feel intentional, not like leftover time. Okay, next suggestion. Explore your curiosity. That sounds fun, actually. A good way to fill the time.
It really is. This is your chance to finally try that thing you've always been kind of interested in but never made time for.
Like what?
Oh, learn a few chords on a guitar, try baking something new, mess around with paints, start a blog about whatever you're into. Solo time becomes your lab for exploration.
Yeah.
And there's no pressure, no expectations from anyone else, just you and your curiosity.
It's like giving yourself permission to play, almost. Without feeling guilty, you're not being social or productive.
Totally. And then there's redefining entertainment. This one's important. It's not just about sitting home feeling bored.
Right. What does it mean?
It means broadening your idea of what counts as fun or fulfilling. A solo movie night at home, great. A hike by yourself in nature, amazing. Going to a museum alone, browsing a bookstore for hours. The possibilities are endless. Enjoyment doesn't need an audience. It's about finding what you genuinely find engaging.
So many things you can do alone that are actually really enjoyable. Okay, this next one feels super relevant today. Practicing mindfulness. How does that help with being alone?
Mindfulness, whether it's actual meditation or just simple deep breathing, or even just sitting quietly and noticing your thoughts without judgment.
Yeah.
It helps you get comfortable with stillness, with just being. The article says it helps you be present with yourself without distraction or judgment.
Ah, okay. So you're not constantly needing to fill the silence or distract yourself from your own thoughts.
Exactly. You learn to just be okay in your own skin, in your own head.
Yeah.
It fosters this inner calm, which can be huge if you find being alone kind of unsettling.
That makes a lot of sense. And the last practical tip, that sounds almost contradictory at first.
Yeah.
Being intentional about connecting with others. How does connecting relate to enjoying solitude?
It highlights a really key point. Embracing solitude isn't about becoming a hermit. It's not about isolation.
Okay.
In fact, building that comfortable relationship with yourself through alone time, it can actually make your social connections better.
How?
Because you're not seeking company out of desperation or fear of being alone. You're choosing to connect because you genuinely want to, with people you genuinely want to be with. The article says those connections become richer and more rewarding.
Ah, so you're connecting from a place of strength and choice, not neediness.
Exactly. It changes the whole dynamic.
Wow. Okay. And thinking about all this, it really ties back to what you, the listener, might be looking for. Getting insightful knowledge, challenging assumptions, maybe finding some of those aha moments we talked about.
Absolutely. Understanding this stuff about being alone isn't just theory. It can genuinely help your overall well-being, your personal growth, no matter what your life looks like right now.
Yeah.
It's about building a stronger foundation within yourself.
So if we boil it all down, the big takeaway is being alone and feeling lonely, two totally different things.
Fundamentally different.
And choosing to embrace those solo moments intentionally,
Yeah.
that can actually be incredibly powerful and positive.
And the article leaves us with this really great thought. Alone isn't empty. It's full of possibility.
Ooh, I like that.
Yeah, it really prompts you to think about that potential for growth, for self-discovery that exists in those quiet moments you have to yourself.
It makes you think maybe building that strong, good relationship with yourself is the most important one you have, the foundation for everything else.
Well said.
So maybe try it. Try one of those little rituals or just sit quietly for 5 minutes today, see what happens. You might just find something really valuable in your own company.